Hello, everyone. Today we are going to go all the way to Malaysia with a very special friend, a mentor during my undergrad and postgrad. I am really happy and privileged to have this guest today with us, Optom Fakhruddin Barodawala.
I'm excited to share the next episode of my series, Across the Borders. And welcome to Nerdy Optometrist.
He is a clinician and an optometry lecturer at Sigi University, Malaysia. He completed his graduation and post graduation from Lotus College of Optometry, Mumbai, and he pursued his career in academics and research. Trust me, he's been fantastic in academic throughout his career. So I think he chose the right path there. He has got his fellowships from ICL and ASCO India. He has published several papers in public health. His clinical expertise include fitting irregular corneas and orthokeratology. He is a professor at the CG University, teaching contact lenses, dispensing optics, low vision, and advanced optometry care. He also has presented papers at both national and international conferences. Welcome to the podcast, Fakhruddin, and thank you so much for your time.
Hey, hi, Upi. Thanks. Thank you for inviting me. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, so let's see how it goes.
I'm sure it would be great because I personally have seen some part of your academic journey and you have excelled in it. I'm very excited and I'm sure so are my listeners. Can you tell me a brief summary of your journey so far?
Yeah, I think you have covered most of it already, but yeah, I finished my graduation in optometry in the year 2011 from Lotus College,
Mm-hmm,
and then I continued to do masters at the same year, which I finished in 2013.
mm-hmm,
After 2013, I have been into academic for about 1 year after post graduation. And during even my post graduation, I was teaching the undergraduate students.
mm-hmm,
Thereafter, I moved to Segi University in the end of 2014,
mm-hmm.
where currently I'm working as a lecturer here until now.
That's wonderful. I think I have asked you this, and I'm sure many people would have asked you why Malaysia. It is something different and it sounds very interesting. So, can you tell me how did you land to Malaysia?
Yeah, I took a flight to land, anyways. But yeah, what
True.
happened is while I was doing my masters and while I was doing my academia at that time, that brought me interest into teaching. And at the same time, I wanted to explore what's happening overseas. So I was venturing out and looking out to opportunities overseas.
Mm-hmm,
I applied at Oman, I applied at Saudi, I applied in Malaysia. Yeah, Google serves a good platform. I always kept looking for opportunities overseas and sending them CVs. I can't really count how many emails I have sent for CVs across many countries. Yeah. And then finally, I got an email from Segi University saying that, yeah, they were interested to have a interview with me on Skype. And that's how it all worked. So I got into the interview. I passed my interview with the dean and with the human resource HR, and they sent me an offer letter, and that's how I landed up here.
that's interesting. Because I know that optometry is yet not regulated back in India. How was it to go and, practice optometry in Malaysia? Did you have to give any entrance exam? Was there some process that you had to go through before you started as a lecturer? What was the difference? How did you go into that process?
When I started working, that time it was not very difficult because for teaching, you just need a teaching permit.
Okay.
So getting a teaching permit is quite easy. I mean, the university does all the paperwork. You just need to submit all your academic certificates and your relevant documents for it.
Mm-hmm.
But as an independent practice or as a practitioner, optometrist practitioner, license is very important because in Malaysia the profession of optometry is well sorted.
Mm-hmm.
It's a licensed profession, and it is being governed by the Malaysian Optical Council, and they have an optical act which was introduced in the year 1991.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who wants to practice optometry must be registered under the MOC. So if you want to practice independently or if you want to do clinical optometry, you definitely need a license to practice here.
Mm-hmm.
Up till now, I am not really practicing independent optometry because I'm not yet registered under the MOC.
Mm-hmm.
The MOC only registers Malaysians who have completed their degree from recognized universities either in Malaysia or overseas. They have a list of accepted universities online. So if you have passed and cleared your optometry from that particular university, then they register you under the MOC and then you can practice.
Okay.
So for me, Lotus is not under that list, nor is Yashwantrao Chauhan.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not been registered to the MOC, but yes, they have started some exams, which is known as the Professional Quality Assurance or the PQA exam. You can sit for the exam, and then once you clear it, you get a license to practice. So yeah, I'm yet to sit for this exam. I'm already preparing for it, to be honest.
So even though your university that you have studied from is not under that list, you still have an opportunity to clear the entrance exam and become an optometrist in Malaysia and practice independently.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That's
Yeah.
a very good opportunity, to be honest. I'm sure not many countries do offer it. So I think that's a very interesting piece of information that you shared. What are the other opportunities for people who are not too strong in academia?
If you want to come here to Malaysia to practice optometry, as I said, you need a license.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you get find a job in optical industry or lens manufacturing, multinational companies or anything. To be an optometrist, to be recognized as a practicing optometrist, you have to have a license. So
Okay.
that's really, really important.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, you can't practice. I'm doubtful that people would hire you as an optometrist
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have the license in. But yeah, that's non-academia, like working in an optical chain outlet or working in an ophthalmology clinic. If you want to go into academics, you have an option to do masters or PhD in some of the universities here.
So, first of all, you can go into academia just by passing the interviews and the universities take care of it. If you want, you can also pursue masters and PhD and again get into teaching and continue in that area without having a license to practice independently.
That's right.
Okay,
Yes.
that's wonderful. How are the relations there between like ophthalmologists and other fellow eye care practitioners? Is it two different entities that works together? How would you describe that?
Well, I would say the ophthalmology versus optometry debate still remains the same. But over the 4 years of time, over the 4 years plus of my time here, I think it's personally getting better. And ophthalmologists here have started recognizing the word of optometrist, the work of optometrists. And at the university level, we quite get patients referral. We have good connections with optometrists. At Segi University here, we have an attachment next door, which is an hospital. So the hospital ophthalmologists will refer patients to us for the diagnostic care, like doing D15 for further color vision assessments, or asking us to do specialty contact lens fittings, doing vision therapy for pediatric patients and binocular vision disorders, and also for low vision for some matters. So, yes, relations have been better. We also have organized certain conferences and seminars where we have done these with ophthalmologists. So it was a Malaysian Ophthalmology Association and the Malaysian Optometric Association doing a conference together. So things have gone better, I would say, and I'm wishing and I'm hoping that they are going to get even more better in the nearby
That's
future.
interesting to know that how, people have realized optometrists and ophthalmologists are working together towards the same goal.
Yes, they are now realizing that they need optometry to actually be a cover to them, because we do most of the work, to be honest. They are doing surgery part of it, but yes, the evaluation part of it, I personally feel they need our help, and we need their help too when it comes to referring patients for further treatment or for doing further investigative care. So yes, it should go hand in hand, and I think that's the way forward.
That's wonderful. Also, I know you do specialize in many specialities like low vision, contact lenses. What is the level of practice there? What is the level of care? Because you're also involved into research. Can you tell me more about the clinical work done there?
If you ask me personally, I am not a registered optometrist here,
Right.
but since I am under the cover of the university,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say that I am practicing independently with the support of my colleagues. So, whatever work I do independently. I see my patients independently, but then at the same time, since I'm not licensed, so I cannot be signing out prescriptions, I cannot be taking the final decision. But yes, my colleagues will supervise me, and then it takes on further from there. So,
Yeah.
yes, I'm doing autokeratology very frequently. I'm fitting irregular corneas. I'm doing a part of low vision, advanced diagnostics, and it's quite fun to work with.
Wow.
Yes.
You're covering every aspect of optometry care. I think that's how you have been throughout the college years. So you're just continuing excelling in optometry. That's really interesting. Another thing that I would like to know, what were your major barriers or limitations?
To me personally, there are no barriers because optometry is same throughout globally. It's just that how you start with it.
Any barriers regarding language? This is just one concern that I feel that anyone going to a different country, which has probably a major population speaking a different language, would have. Do you feel that is a barrier or not really?
Here in Malaysia, there are three major ethnicities. So they have the local Malaysians, which are Malays. Then you have a Chinese, which is also one of the majority, and then there is an Indian community. So yes, when it comes to clinical practice or when I'm in my university setup, there is no barrier of language because if there are patients who don't speak English, I have my colleagues to help me over.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, when you go to certain outreach programs or when you do public health, when you go to rural areas, that's where a bit of barrier is there. But I've been here for 5 years. I can communicate with them already. So I don't feel that language should be a barrier. In the first few months, you might feel that, yeah, what's happening? People are not understanding you. But slowly and steady, you would blend into that particular situation. So I don't think barrier of language should be there. I think it's quite okay.
So, just to confirm, because you are into teaching, your teaching is all in English, right? It's not that you have to face that challenge.
No, no. Teaching is in English. Yeah, English is a medium of instruction, and it's all in English. Yes.
So that's good. I know that you already did mention that optometry is similar all across the world, but what are the important learnings or something that you were able to take from India and you can utilize in Malaysia, or how did that cross-cultural, cross-country thing help you?
I would say the clinical experience, what we get when we see a lot of patients there in India, because we have been to the same system, we have been to the same learning process where we go to our OPDs and we have a lot of clinical training happening there. So you see different kind of patients, and that particular clinical experience and knowledge, I think, is one of the key factor what has helped me here in doing my clinical work.
I agree. I think the number of patients we see is enormous back in India. So I think that's something every Indian can relate to. And I'm so happy that it is helping every one of us.
Yes, our clinical experience, I can close my eyes and vouch for. So, whatever patients we have seen in our bachelor's of optometry is enough for you to survive, I think, in most of the places.
True. Also, I want to know when it comes to, say, someone wants to get their master's, PhD, or even MOC, the exam for becoming an optometry there. How much is like the monetary expense that they have to invest, and how good are the returns? Just want to give a real feedback on the monetary gains of investing something in a different country.
For the exam, if I'm not mistaken, the cost for sitting for an exam itself is about 1,200 to 1,400 US dollars.
Hmm.
The exam consists of six portions. So you have been tested for contact lenses, general practice clinic, you have been tested for binocular vision. So these three include practical as well as written examination. And
Hmm.
then you have low vision, pediatric, and ocular disease, where you have picture slides and written examinations only.
Hmm.
So these are the six topics which are being covered under the MOC when you sit for the exam.
Hmm.
In terms of written, what's happening here now that if you don't have a MOC license to practice, you don't get a clinical allowance, which is a complete clinical allowance. You get a part of it.
Got
Okay,
it.
so if you have a license, you get a complete clinical allowance. So I think if you were to invest 1,400, let's say US dollars, you will get it back within 6 to 8 months because once you have a license, your salary increases because your clinical allowance increases. So I think the returns is quite fast. 6 to 8 months would be, I think, sufficient enough to get back the money what you have invested for the exam, basically. Yeah.
And how is the lifestyle there? Because it's different. I just want to understand how is the work life balance? How is the lifestyle there if you would describe based on your experience?
Lifestyle is pretty much similar, except that it rains every day, or it rains almost every day, I would say. The otherwise climate, if you ask me, is almost similar. Food is almost similar. People are friendlier. Work balance is good. Yeah.
Overall, it's a nice experience, apart from the fact you would end up loving rains or you just have to live with it.
You have to live with it. I mean, you have seen rains in Bombay, you
Right.
have seen rains in India across. We have a seasonal change, but here it's every day. So I mean, you just live with it. It's not a barrier. You have to live with it. Yeah.
Got it. All right. My last question. Is there any special advice, recommendations, anything for people who are considering Malaysia or even anything outside any country and planning to go to Malaysia? Any special advice for my listeners?
So my personal advice would be plan your situations well, where you want to go. In fact, to be very honest, I have met people at international conferences. I have attended some conferences overseas. I mean, one of them was with you
Yes,
also. We remember we went to APOC at Seoul.
right.
So we meet people there, we contact them, we get to know how's their work culture, and then yeah, plan well
Hmm.
and look out to sit for, let's say it's for Malaysia. I would highly recommend you to get registered with the MOC and sit for the PQA exam, because then life becomes much more easier.
Hmm.
You are more independent, you can practice independently. Even for other countries, I think you should sit for the licensure exam and get yourself a practicing license, which helps in two ways. One is you can practice independently,
Hmm.
and number two is getting a job. So, I mean, to get a job, if you have a license, is much more easier by default.
Got it.
Honestly speaking, we have a lot of clinical training, and I'm waiting for them to give me a heads up to go for the exam. They have not started it here yet. The first batch is not done yet. They are still waiting maybe for a few more people to get into it, and then I would also be sitting for the exam very soon.
All the very best, and I'm sure you will excel as you've always done throughout the years. So, thank you so much once again for your time. And I think you gave us a really good idea of how life is in Malaysia, how they can work and explore different things. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your journey with us, Fakhruddin. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope people get some information from this podcast, and it's really helpful for them to plan, especially people who are graduating and who are new or fresh graduates. Yeah, I think you have to plan ahead well of future. So, yeah, good luck to all of them also.
Thank you so much. Before I let you go, can you also share your email or your LinkedIn profile where someone can connect?
You can email me. I think email would be the best to be in touch. You can email me on my email address, which is optom underscore Fakhruddin, which is OPTOM underscore FAKHRUDDIN at yahoo.com. So I'll be free to answer your emails. And if there's any question which comes up to your mind, please blast me an email, and I'll try my best to share whatever knowledge or whatever information I have here. And yeah, I'll be happy to help.
Thank you so much once again for everyone listening. I will be posting his email in the description. So, in case if you need a written information, that will be going along with this podcast. And please feel free to connect with him because he's an awesome friend, awesome mentor, and he's always ready to help everyone. Thank you once again. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Upti.